Good day, everyone. My name is Terrence Walton, and thank you for joining me for Leadership Development Interview video presentation. Today, I will be presenting key insights from an in-depth interview conducted via phone call with a senior learning leader at WaltonT Solutions. This exploration is part of a doctoral-level research initiative designed to examine leadership competencies, strategies, and behaviors in technology-driven environments. The intent was to understand how established leadership theories are being operationalized in practice, particularly as organizations adapt to the rapidly evolving digital landscape. Our findings are situated within the framework of current scholarship, including works by Bruner et al. In 2023, who emphasize the influence of digital leadership on service innovation and organizational adaptability. This presentation not only reflects on theoretical frameworks, but also bridges them with real-world practice, offering insight into how leadership functions in volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous VUCA environments. Understanding these dynamics is crucial for current and aspiring leaders aiming to lead effectively within technology-enhanced learning ecosystems. Interviewee background. The interviewee serves as the Director of Learning and Development at WaltonT Solutions and brings nearly 2 decades of experience spanning corporate training, higher education, and consultancy. With a master's in educational technology, their expertise integrates instructional design, leadership coaching, and digital innovation. They lead a team of 12 learning professionals and have been instrumental in implementing AI-based tools and modern LMS platforms. Their profile was selected for the depth of experience they bring in digital transformation, specifically their ability to scale virtual learning ecosystems and drive measurable workforce development outcomes. In addition to their formal qualifications, they also hold several industry certifications in project management and digital learning strategies. This diverse experience enables them to approach learning leadership from both an academic and an applied angle. Their ability to contextualize learning strategies within business performance goals is what made them particularly suitable for this interview. Leadership style. When asked to articulate their leadership philosophy, the interviewee identified as a transformational leader, a designation rooted in James McGregor Burns' seminal work. Their leadership approach is adaptive and learner-centric, rooted in motivating individuals to transcend personal limitations in service of a shared vision. Emphasizing innovation, trust, and team ownership, the leader facilitates a culture of psychological safety and continuous learning, critical elements for navigating technology-enabled change. Their style also reflects principles of situational leadership, evolving to meet organizational needs and employee development trajectories. What is particularly notable is how the leader integrates situational responsiveness with a commitment to long-term vision and employee development. Their leadership reflects an understanding that in high-change contexts, emotional safety and shared ownership are more critical than rigid control. This leadership blend is what positions them well in environments where innovation and agility must coexist. Success as a leader. A pivotal success story shared involved the implementation of a new learning management system that significantly increased learner engagement and satisfaction. Success was not attributed to the technology alone, but to the leader's ability to cultivate buy-in, empower team autonomy, and foster a feedback-rich environment. The initiative exemplified transformational leadership in practice where vision, trust, and alignment between stakeholders culminated in scalable innovation. This aligns with Sakavem et al. 2025, who assert that digital transformation is most effective when leadership cultivates collaborative ecosystems. They implemented robust evaluation metrics that tracked learner behavior and performance outcomes post-implementation, ensuring that the project was not just deployed, but optimized. Moreover, they created cross-functional teams to lead training initiatives, thereby fostering a sense of collective ownership. This strategic approach to implementation is a hallmark of effective change leadership. Story of failure. In contrast, the interviewee candidly described a project failure caused by insufficient stakeholder input, a scenario that underscores the risks of hierarchical, top-down decision-making in dynamic environments. This experience catalyzed a shift toward more inclusive and distributed leadership models. The leader introduced peer coaching and reflective practices to promote greater engagement and co-creation. This learning moment resonates with contemporary literature on the efficacy of participatory leadership, particularly in agile, digitally complex contexts. Rather than treat the failure as a setback, they used it as a formative learning moment for the entire department. The resulting peer coaching program not only improved communication, but also helped in cultivating leadership at multiple levels. This reflective and corrective posture illustrates a growth mindset that is central to effective leadership. Feedback and growth. One of the most impactful feedback experiences came from being perceived as unapproachable. Instead of dismissing this, the leader responded proactively, instituting open door sessions, refining their listening skills, and deepening emotional intelligence. This self-awareness aligns closely with Daniel Goleman's emotional intelligence framework, which identifies empathy, social skill, and self-regulation as critical leadership dimensions. Their transformation highlights how emotional intelligence can bridge the gap between intention and perception in leadership interactions. They supplemented open-door policies with monthly feedback forums and anonymous feedback tools to create psychologically safe spaces for communication. Over time, these interventions fostered stronger trust between leadership and staff, illustrating how feedback, when acted upon constructively, can significantly transform leadership presence and team cohesion. Leading in digital environments. The leader's approach to managing digital teams reflects intentionality and agility. By leveraging platforms like MS Teams, Zoom, and Trello, they foster collaboration and productivity across virtual environments. They lead remote onboarding, facilitate asynchronous learning, and support continuous experimentation, embodying the ISTE standards for digital age leaders. Their practice underscores the necessity of digital fluency, not just in tools, but in mindsets and organizational culture. They advocate for iterative learning and data-informed decisions as cornerstones of modern leadership. Additionally, they use analytics dashboards to track engagement levels and adjust interventions in real time, a practice that aligns well with continuous improvement philosophies. They also invest in team upskilling to ensure all members can thrive in digital-first workflows, highlighting the importance of digital literacy as a core leadership responsibility. Leadership challenges. Despite their successes, the leader faces significant challenges. Change fatigue, budget limitations, and virtual engagement are recurring themes. More critically, the issue of digital equity, ensuring access and inclusion across diverse learner populations, emerges as a persistent tension. These obstacles require balancing strategic foresight with compassionate leadership. As 21st century leaders, we are increasingly called to navigate the paradox of driving innovation while sustaining well-being and access, particularly in remote-first or hybrid workplaces. They are currently exploring partnerships with nonprofit organizations to enhance digital access for under-resourced learners. Their ability to see equity not just as a moral imperative but also as a strategic advantage is commendable. This mindset allows them to maintain innovation while advancing social responsibility, an increasingly important leadership capability. Leadership competencies and implications. Key competencies observed include visionary thinking, adaptability, ethical leadership, and technological literacy. These are aligned with Cousey's and Posner's 5 practices of exemplary leadership. The interviewee's commitment to reflection, continuous learning, and inclusive practices positions them as a model of modern leadership. Importantly, their leadership bridges theoretical constructs with lived practice, offering a compelling blueprint for cultivating resilient, purpose-driven teams in digitally complex organizations. These capabilities also mirror the IST standards for education leaders, particularly in areas like equity and citizenship advocacy. Their practice shows that leadership development must go beyond theory, embedding competencies into daily behavior and long-term planning. They stand as a role model for how research-based competencies can be meaningfully operationalized. Personal leadership reflection. From this interview, I drew valuable lessons that will shape my own leadership development. I've come to appreciate the power of feedback, emotional intelligence, and adaptability in leading in complex systems. I intend to emulate this leader's digital acumen, ethical clarity, and commitment to inclusivity. Most importantly, I am reminded that effective leadership is not static, it is iterative, contextual, and deeply human. This interview has provided a meaningful lens through which to refine my leadership philosophy for the digital age. I now see leadership less as a positional authority and more as a relational, adaptive, and moral function. This interview helped me refine my leadership philosophy into one that prioritizes inclusivity, strategic foresight, and emotional resilience. I am committed to integrating digital tools in a way that enhances, not replaces, the human side of leadership. Conclusion. In conclusion, the insights from this interview reinforce the relevance of transformational and emotionally intelligent leadership in digitally evolving workplaces. The leader's ability to merge strategy with empathy and innovation with inclusivity underscores the evolving competencies required in learning organizations today. Their journey reflects a harmonization of research and practice, offering valuable implications for academic inquiry and professional application alike. As we move forward, such leadership exemplars offer critical guidance for navigating the ever-expanding digital frontier. This case exemplifies how effective leadership is a synthesis of academic theory, empirical data, and contextual adaptability. As future leaders, our challenge will be to continually align these forces in service of ethical, inclusive, and high-impact learning environments. Thank you for engaging with this presentation.